This is the Wheelchair Bodybuilding Podcast. Today we got IFBB pros James Berger and Brad Beth.
What's up, guys?
Today we're talking Olympia predictions as we are 4 weeks out from yesterday.
It's getting so close. How's prep going?
Right?
Nobody. Yeah. So I forgot James isn't doing this one.
No, I'm not. You're doing the Arnold, right, James?
Yeah, I'm doing the Arnold for sure. I know. I'm starting prep for that like the 10th or something. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Of December.
And that'll be your pro debut, right? You haven't competed at pro level yet, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool. That's a good show to debut at.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yep. Good. And then Brad, we were just talking. You said you're bringing more size this year.
To the Olympia, actually. So like I was just telling you, it's last show I went into Dallas coming off of the Arnold, so I only had like 3 months. So I was leaner. But this show, I actually, for 4 weeks out, last time I weighed in, I was 192.
Thick.
I'm like 3 or 4 pounds heavier than I was. But we all know this. I don't know about you guys, but I drop a lot of water the last few weeks. Once I dropped my carbs, I could drop like 7 to 8 pounds of water the last few weeks, like no problem. So that's going to happen too. And I already noticed today I was getting a little leaner, but I think 2 or 3 pounds of muscle is what I put on since Dallas, to be honest.
Good stuff.
Yeah. How you feeling?
That's the thing about bodybuilding is like, it is only maybe 2-3 pounds, but that's the name of the game, right? It's just,
I'm thinking it's more like 2. But that's upper body though, you know?
Yeah, well, and it's where do you put it too? I mean, if it's only 3 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if all of it went to your shoulders and your back, you're going to visually see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know about you. How do you lean out though? So for me, this is what's the weird part is right now my abs are not like where they usually are. Like my abs typically come in really good, but now like I'm lean everywhere but my abs really.
Okay, and is that typically where you hold your stubborn fat at the very end of a prep, or?
I don't know. No, like this is actually different. Usually my abs are coming in already. Like, I mean, I guess I can see them, but they're not as visible as they usually are.
And maybe that's just some water. Who knows, right?
Exactly, because I'm still eating carbs.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. What do you lose first?
I mean, I guess my last to go, body fat wise is the same as most people, that lower part of the stomach. That's the last little bit that goes body fat wise. And then water, if I'm going to hold water, it's in my back. You know, that's definitely like the last thing when I'm drying out is just keep looking at my back pose and is the water down to my back yet? That's where like the definition's blurred or it looks great. But like, that's really my marker of how much water am I holding is my back double bicep,
Interesting. That's because I'm like the same way. I didn't think anybody was like that. Like
I
always call it back.
That's my stubborn water area. It's my back. But then, do you look great from the front? You look totally dry and great from the front, and then your back double bicep. Then you see all the water. Like that's how I am. I mean, when I'm doing my most muscular in the mirror, and I'm like, oh, I'm ready, and then I turn around and I'm not ready.
Well, luckily you have the bottom abs though. If I'm watery, it just looks horrible because my lower stomach where there's no abs. Ugh.
Yeah, that's where you'll see some of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, that's why I got to make sure that, in Dallas it was almost overkill when I had a sandwich, I think, after. Didn't we split the show? Did it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
F that. Yeah, no, F that. But no, it's cool. But so yeah, I went and ate something, and my coach was like, yeah, have something. And we ordered something. And I knew immediately, especially as a bodybuilder, and I'm sure it's even worse as a disabled person with a spinal cord injury, but you felt it in your stomach, it like burns, and then you ate too much or you had too much like fat or something you're not used to, and then it's like either causing too much inflammation or bloat. And I was like, oh, I didn't like that, and I even said something. So I know next time to be a little bit lighter. But
I think it was what's his name, Terry Ryan, whatever that guy is. He's one of the men's physique top guys. I think it's Ryan Terry, I think is his name. But he was just posting his pictures and he's looking insane. And he was saying this is right after a refeed day. But he said that whenever I do my refeed day, I'm not eating junk. I'm eating the exact same shit that I eat every day, just more of it, just more sweet potato, right? Because I'm afraid of introducing a new food and it upsets my digestion.
Yeah. And
he's like, I won't even mess with that. He's like, I won't even mess with that variable. I eat the exact same shit every day. I just eat more or less of it depending on where I am in my week.
Yeah. I think I could just kind of tell with my stomach. I think it's getting to that point. Like, I almost need some of that because there's salty, fatty foods that I don't usually eat. Because besides my cheat meals, I'm not eating like that. I'm eating just straight chicken. You know what I mean? I might have a few things, but yeah, like I'll have to. I don't know what you guys do for your meal before, but I think our plan is because I always look best after the show, so we kind of do that. That's the same thing. We kind of the same way we approach our shows is eat like we're just finishing a show almost.
Yeah. Does anybody else get annoyed when like you're in some kind of social setting and somebody looks at you and say it's another guy and like, oh, hey, you lift. Yeah, I lift too. And then he tries to go into a conversation about, yeah, I had chicken and rice for lunch. And what did you have? And I'm like, we eat the same shit. Why are you trying to start a conversation with me about our boring ass diet when you know everybody eats the same shit who's a bodybuilder? And like, it just annoys me.
Where are you from, though? You're in Cali, though. So in Cali, I think it's more like that. James, is it like no one probably bodybuilds where James is from?
Dude, we got a nice little thing going on. There's a couple like my gym and another gym. We're kind of like back and forth competing wise, just getting people. We have some clients and stuff, and getting them to go compete and all that.
Yeah,
but no, there's few of them. Like we discussed diets, and it's like we think our diet works better than their diet, and like vice versa. But no, I usually kind of when somebody brings up the diet stuff, I just kind of avoid the whole conversation and just roll away.
Well, like it's when someone brings up the diet, it's not like they're debating should you intermittent fast or should you whatever. They're just saying, yeah, I just got done eating my chicken and rice and broccoli. And I'm like, oh wow, that's so interesting. Like we don't all eat that same shit,
Right.
Like it's a fucking bodybuilder diet. We all do the same things. It's the same foods. So it's such a lame conversation starter. I would roll my eyes when someone does that,
Yeah, but in Indy, I feel like a lot of people. I mean, you got a few pro people that I know are really serious about it, but I feel like a lot of people don't even take the diet seriously. I think a lot of people do that sometimes, or maybe they're lying about the chicken. I'm like, I should see that result. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I've seen it over on Tyler. I know Tyler don't have to post his food, but you see it at each show. I post
the same shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right?
I show people
the same shit.
Well, I also tell people like it is a good way to, I say, because everybody will go to the gym and post pictures of them, which is great. Honestly, fucking do it, dude, because it's accountability to me at that point. Talking about it's different. Like I don't think that's holding accountability talking about it, but posting shit, I always tell people to post it online because I'm like, let me see what you're eating because we all know you can lift. That's the easy part. Actually, dieting down's easy too. Like you said, I'm overeating.
But like it reminds me of something Dave Palumbo was saying one day that he had one of his clients call him up or whatever, and hey Dave, I'm doing exactly what you said. I'm eating the chicken and the rice and the eggs and just all the bodybuilding foods, right? So he went through all the protein sources, like all the different meats, the eggs, the fish, blah blah blah. I'm doing exactly what you said, but like I'm just getting really bored of this food. And is there any other protein sources that I can go to? And then Dave's answer was like, yeah, sure, but what the fuck else is there? There's meat, a couple different types of meat, there's fish, there's eggs, there's cottage cheese, there's protein shakes. That pretty much sums it up. I mean, okay, shrimp, I mean, there's not a million different things,
So you're just leaner or fatter, really.
Yeah, like so
or sugar free or not, or sugar free.
There's not 1,000 different sources, right? It's a bodybuilder has a small amount of things that they eat in general. So sorry, there's not many options. Yeah, it's easier, but when it comes to the boredom, like the boredom's part of it because it's not a big list.
No, I know whenever I start, it's just like a switch and just flip.
You said what?
And so usually whenever like I start prep and everything, it's just kind of like a switch, just flip in my mind and don't even think about it, just eat to eat situation. Yep. I got to eat this today and the next day and the next one. You know, it's no big deal after that.
Just do it.
I think I've been doing it for so long. Like I tell people I can't, like, I just started a team. So when I'm taking on clients, I don't really tell them to go about this way. I say, make your plan ahead of time, like the day before, so you know what you're going to eat, don't have to think about it. Exactly. I can eat my whole day and be like, come down to my last meal or my last snack and know that I didn't go over on anything because I'm so consistent with it. I'm like, I ate this yesterday. I ate this shit again. So you're right. It's basically the same shit every day. I won't. It doesn't. Maybe because we're so hungry and we like really are hungry that it's not necessarily boring to eat though. Like some days when you're stuffing that like towards the end of your bulk, that's different. Mm-hmm. But there's a sweet spot where you're just like, this is fire, man. I love this. And like people are like, you like that beef and rice like that or that chicken? Yeah, man, you want to try it? Like, no, you can't have that. But seriously, it's good. So.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's go to Olympia predictions. Let's start with wheelchair. There's going to be like, 12, 13, 14 of us total? Something like that?
Well, there's 2 that's out.
Who's out? I didn't hear that. Who's out?
The guy that just won over UK, he's out.
The guy who won in the UK. The guy who won the
Nick. Nick, he wants to vote for the Arnold, I think.
Yeah, the Nick, whatever, with the tattoos?
Yeah. Hewitt. Yep. I think it's Hewitt.
Okay, he's out.
And so is the guy from Poland.
Yeah, he's out too.
The guy from Poland's out? Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's injured. Carol.
Carl.
Damn, I've been calling him a woman's name.
Or no, whatever. So, yeah,
it's better that way.
Starts with a K, right? Yeah, Carol, yeah. Whatever. No, he's out?
Yeah.
I did not know he was out. That is huge.
Look at your eyes there. That is huge.
No, but like he's one of the more. He was one of the better guys. I mean, that's big if he's out.
That is big. Yeah, he's out. I heard news today. I've been talking. I have to find out things.
Who'd you hear that from?
Poland. I called the Poland.
He called the Poland people.
Said, how's this Carol, dude? It's Carl. And I was like, Carol, whatever. He's out.
Well, okay. If Carl's out, that mixes it up. I thought he would be in the top 5, honestly. So that mixes it up. So let's go into it. Who wants to go first for a top 5 for wheelchair?
Ooh, yeah, I'll get it.
And let's do it in order. Like, who do you think's gonna win in order?
I think I have my boy Harold coming out and winning it.
Okay, Harold.
I just think he puts in the work. And then I have this is good. I think Antoni. I'm gonna put Antoni in front of Gabe. Just
ouch. All right. Anthony Gabe, that'd be massive. That'd be a huge. I don't know the last time he's beaten him.
Yeah, actually, let me take that back. All right. Yeah,
well, no,
I don't know.
Did he beat him?
I think they go size. They go size.
I was there in 2018. I don't know who placed what in 2018. I mean, Gabe hadn't worked with Dorian Yates yet, so he looked good, but he didn't look crazy like he does now. So Gabe placed somewhere in the middle of the lineup. I don't remember where Antoni placed. I'd have to ask him. So I don't know if Antoni beat Gabe back in 2018 or not.
Well, they were 3rd and 4th. Yeah, Gabe got 4th.
Yeah.
In 2018?
Yeah, because what's his name no, dude, they might have been 4th and 5th because didn't you have Dude get 3rd or 2nd?
I got 3rd.
The older guy that retired?
Ludovic. Yeah, Ludovic got 3rd.
He got 3rd behind the guy Arnaud. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, so that was a crazy show.
Nuts. 2018 it was a hell of a lineup. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then I was thinking, I really have high hopes for Tori, to be honest.
I think he's top 5.
I do too. And then that's where I'm like, I haven't seen him compared to me though. And the thing is, me and him send pictures all the time. We're pretty close for never meeting each other. And like, really like, I think he's going to beat me. But then I was like, I wonder how big he is compared to me because I know I'm the tallest. So I'm always like, fuck, he's 6'3" or 6'4", but he's big. He's really big.
Aren't you only like Aren't you only like 1 inch taller than him?
Yeah, 1 or 2. Yeah, I'm only like a couple inches
Yeah,
taller. That's that.
Yeah, he's basically your size. Yeah. So
Yeah, but I think he's thicker. He looks thicker to me, I think. And,
well, that's
Yeah, all
it'll
his
be
pictures
interesting,
look
yeah, 'cause,
thick.
I mean,
yeah.
you're by far the tallest in the lineup, so it'll be interesting to see another guy, yeah, that's your same height, and like, what does it look like, right?
But yeah, I can see him being number 4. I think I can do 5th this year.
Okay,
I
wait a
think I
minute.
can do
So
it.
you said Harold, possibly Anthony, Gabe, and then you think Tori.
I think Tori or me will be 4th or 5th. Well, actually, yeah. Is that Adelpho is out? No, because
Adelpho's supposed to
hey,
be
I
with him.
can't. No, I will put Tori. I'll put. Yep, because I don't think what's his name comes in with the conditions. Anad. I haven't seen him conditioned yet. He
He's
looks
a wild
big.
card. He is such a wild card.
He looks.
Right?
His shape is unbelievable, but the judges. I will say it's hard to. In my opinion, the judges do watch. They're going to watch. They know Tyler did a show this year, and they're going to pay attention to that. So I feel like that's also on the table too. So that's where I think we're all jumbled up. Is the 4th, 5th, and 6th spot? I think is going to be jumbled right there.
Mhm.
That's a sweet spot.
I mean,
But that's
you're
where I'm
thinking-
at. I'm
you're
right. I
thinking,
think I'm right in the. I don't think I'm 4th. I think I'm within 5th, 6th, or 7th with you, Adelpho, and me right there.
well,
That's
so
how
you
I feel. I
think-
think Tori's bigger. I think Tori's bigger than me.
Well, where do you think Anand's going to place?
Oh yeah, I do think I can beat Anand though. Well, that okay. I think I will be right around there, the 5th, 6th, and 7th between y'all and Anand.
So
I'm
you think
hoping I get
you think Anand's going to be like what, 4th or 5th?
It depends I would. I'm going to say he's not going to get the conditioning in and not get the top 5. So
Okay,
I'll go
he's
with
gonna
me
take
for
like
number
6
5.
then.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if he gets conditioned, man, he looks good.
Well, he's a wild card. So I mean, those that don't know, I mean, he hasn't competed since 2019, I think.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since we've seen him. And when he shows up, he's incredible. He's like he's the wheelchair Chris Bumstead, right?
Yeah.
Very like
Yeah,
aesthetically pleasing, right? Like, I mean, he's the wheelchair Chris Bumstead type of physique, but we haven't seen him in so long. We don't know what to expect out of him.
He was supposed to
he looked
compete at the UK.
What?
He was supposed to compete at the UK.
Well, yeah, he's pulled out of a couple shows now, and I don't know. Like, if they said
I know
it was a visa issue.
Yeah, it was a visa issue for the UK one. I know that.
Yeah, so he's pulled out of a couple shows now, and we haven't seen him in years. So he's such a wild card.
Oh, yeah.
I think I hadn't seen he looked. I don't know, but sometimes I look at his pictures and I never know if they're like now. I feel like he's the type to post pictures from a while back, and you're like, is this today? Because I post recent pictures.
Yeah,
exactly. And I'm like, why is he weigh so much?
Yeah, we don't know. Is it when he's doing his gym pictures? Is that a current picture or was that 2-3 years ago? We don't know.
And I mean, to tell you the truth, 4 weeks is still a lot of time. Just like I said, comparing our bodies, I'm not gonna lie. I'm seeing right now with my body the way. As long as here's the tricky part with me: if I can't fill out, I can't do the top 5. But I think if I fill out and if this Max Pro really gets me pumped, I don't think anybody's seen me like on stage with a pump yet. I can't get a pump unless like I have like something. And like those bands are just not it. And maybe you guys are that way too, but I got this figured out this time.
Well, no, at the Olympia, they always give us a full weight stack back there and everything though.
Last Olympia, I hurt myself. I couldn't lift. There's even pictures like the night before. I never do this. This is why I don't work out the night before. I was flexing and doing this one, the abdominals, the night before, after a workout, and I like pulled something in my chest, and like it sent a shot down my chest. It sucked. Even on stage, there's pictures, and I look really watery, and I had no pump. I was scared to even lift. I was like, yeah, I made it here. That's good enough. But
well,
I mean,
so when you were flexing on show day, were you feeling something?
Yeah, I couldn't even put over 25 pounds up on the dumbbell bench. Like it was hurting. It was like I noticed it the night before. I just didn't. It was a shock. It literally was like a shock. Does that make sense? Like yeah, it was weird. It was all down my right side of my arm or left side of my arm and my like titty.
Huh.
Yeah, that's it was weird.
But yeah, like at the Olympia, they're usually really good about having a full pump up area with all the weights and plenty of stuff to play with, you know.
But did they last year though?
Yeah, there was was a full area. I mean,
Yeah, it was right behind
the Arnold's
stage.
been good about it. The Arnold always has a full
Okay,
come
cool.
up
Hell
room. The Olympia always does. Dallas was the first show I've done in years where they didn't really have a set
I
thing.
think this will be good for my back though, better because this is a pulley system. So I might have this a really good pulley system for my back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the detail. I'm going to be. My back is really. My coach is. I thought I grew, and I've been posing with my coach a little bit. He's like, "Dude, you actually did grow a lot in the last few months." And, you know, things change. You switch your supplements and whatever, or sometimes for me, I'm like a nuclear reactor. So we'll see if this is really 3 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, it's you kind of don't know until you're in that last week what you really look like, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. So my picks in order. Let's say Carl is out. I didn't know that. That actually really shakes things up because he's got some hell of good arms on him.
Yeah, I had him high.
He's got some gnarly arms on him. So I'm gonna say I have no idea who's gonna win between Harold and Gabriel. I'm rooting for Harold to come back and win it and then retire right there on the spot. Like I'm the king and sail off into the sunset. That's what I'm like rooting for.
He's
Harold
still doing the Arnold. He's still
What?
doing the Arnold. What do you want him to?
Well,
He's gonna
okay.
sail off into the Arnold.
I want him because Harold's the nicest guy of all time, right? I want him to come roaring back, win the Olympia, win the Arnold, and then sail off into the sunset. Like I'm the GOAT, like
Yeah, I agree. He's a nice guy.
But Gabe is looking wacky, right? He's looking insane. I'm not surprised at all if Gabriel wins. He's looking wacky. He's got perfect abs. He's looking huge. So, I mean, I guess I'm rooting for Harold. I'm going to say Harold in first, but I'm not surprised if Gabriel wins at all. So Harold first, Gabriel second. Let's say Anand shows up at 100%. We got who's going for third? We got Anand. We got who'd you put in third, Brad?
I think I was Antony.
Okay, so Anthony's in there. Adolfo's in there. Let's see. I'm gonna say Anand shows up looking the way he typically does in his last couple of shows from a few years ago. I'm gonna say he takes third.
Yeah, is he that big too?
He's.
I wonder how. I don't know.
Well, you know how big Adolfo is, and he beat Adolfo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I always relate height too. So I was wondering if he's tall. I try to look at his
he's
height.
not tall. No. He's around. I think he's around Adolfo's height. He's got thickness and shape, and he's just really aesthetically pleasing. He's like
He has a long torso. Then, like if he's Adolfo's height, he has a long torso.
He has a long torso. He's just really pretty. You know what I mean? He's very aesthetic. So I'm gonna say if Anand shows up 95 to 100%, then I'm gonna say Anand takes third. I'm gonna say Adolfo. I'm gonna say Adolfo takes fourth, and I'm gonna say Antony takes fifth.
Yeah. Do you think Antony or Adolfo beats Antony?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Do you think Antony gets fifth? He's gonna hate you. He's gonna hate you when he hears this.
Something close to that. If everybody shows up 100%, that's what I'm thinking.
So you're thinking size then?
Thinking what?
So it seems like you like the size lineup, kind of.
Yeah, and all those guys usually bring it. I mean, all those guys usually bring conditioning though too. You know?
No, 100%. But but I'm thinking, and I think Harold's definitely going to bring the conditioning because he said today he's making a point to.
So here's the thing: is I'm not surprised at all if Gabriel wins, though. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised if Anthony beats Adolfo. Not surprised at all. Totally could happen. It happened at the Olympia last year. I'm not surprised if Tori. I haven't seen Tori yet, and he's freaking tall. So I'm not surprised if Tori upsets somebody somewhere. Yep. He jumps into that fifth spot. I don't know. I got to see him next to you because you're kind of the reference because you're the other tall guy. What does he look like next to you, right?
I think he look thicker, man. I'm always looking at it, but he keeps saying, I have a blocky waist, which makes me think, too, you got to think into what judges want because, this is another thing. I actually love that I have a small waist I do think sometimes it like I have a thinner upper chest, like my chest kind of sucks sometimes. But if I think about take my chest out of the equation, some judges really like the waist of Brandon in the open. So it depends what the judges are looking for. Are they looking for a small waist, or does it matter as much if you can just bring a whole back? You know what I mean? Because his back looks huge.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got like the freaky lats, right? His lats are unusually big, right?
They're big, yeah.
Like he's got a good genetic shape to his lats. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so it'll be interesting to see where does he fit into the lineup, right? Like he's kind of a wild card. Anand is a wild card.
Yeah.
And then Carl would have been a wild card. I thought Carl would be right around 4th or 5th if he was
I thought he was going to be a lot better, like 3rd, like top 3.
Like he's interesting.
Yeah.
He's
top 3, I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, legit, right? He's good.
It's going to be fun.
That's a significant hit to the lineup if he's out.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, I had a feeling he was for a while. I had heard things through the grapevine, but then today I got confirmation from Nick that he definitely is.
Okay, you heard it from Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's legit then.
Not the Prime Minister, unfortunately.
Okay, I mean, so it's legit then if it came from Nick. Okay.
Not the Prime Minister. It's not legit for the Prime Minister.
No. If it came from Nick though, then it's legit. So okay, that's a big shakeup to the lineup.
By the way, this is Diet Dr. Pepper. I don't know if you guys cut it out.
Sure.
Look at him. He's like, I drink too from Nebraska.
So,
what is it? Arkansas? Arkansas, right?
Me?
What?
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah. I knew it was one of them. They're the same thing to us here.
All right, so James, what's your pick? What's your top 5?
And I gotta say Harold's gonna win it. Gabriel's gonna come in great, I think. Hopefully it doesn't flatten out. I think, or he possibly just because of how close the Arnold UK was.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I feel like it'd be really hard to hold that condition, for that long, type thing without flattening out. But I think Gabriel at least 2nd, 3rd, and Nod. I feel like he'd be 3rd, 4th, Aldalfo. The name was it? Yeah, Anthony 5th. Just because, but I feel like that could go either way.
Y'all are going for Anthony at 5th. That's my top.
I feel like that can go 4th or 5th between those two.
So you're saying exactly the same lineup as me then?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Tyler. It's just I feel like it's going to be a toss-up between Adolfo and Anthony. But then if Torrey comes in, he might hit 4th, depending on how he looks, if the judges are looking for the size.
Torrey's one of the interesting ones because we don't know what he looks like with his height,
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he looks good.
Like the conditioning part of Anthony, but then we forget about Woody. He's going to be there, and he's always conditioned really well.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring the size though.
No, I know that part, but I just know the condition part of it.
No, but his conditioning he's one of the most conditioned guys out of all of us. He does. He does fantastic with the conditioning. Yeah.
But conditioning only takes you so far. And Tony's conditioning is ridiculous. But I will say this: if you learn to hit your poses on stage, you can look a lot bigger than you are.
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot of interesting things, I think, going into this show too, which I'm very glad I learned going into the show. But you're going to have to be very, I don't know, and have a lot of tunnel vision this show. There's a lot of athletes here, and I don't know. I think experience is huge when it comes to big shows like that, and I'm super excited about it. You know what I mean?
You mean like not getting stressed out? You mean?
Oh, there's so much that goes into it. What are you doing the night before the show, the moments before the show, the hours before the show, how you're eating, like you said, you're posing on stage. Like there's so much that goes into that. Your routine, like you can't let anybody fuck up your routine. But even though that's not the most important, then hitting your poses right on stage. We do have an issue. That's what Nick's saying, with people hitting their poses right. And I do kind of see it as I speak to more open bodybuilders, but we also had to adjust poses the way we can being in a wheelchair too. But still, if you can hit a pose right, you should be able to. But I think things like that, and just your presence, your stage presence is huge. And that's going to come to, that's what the Olympia is about. What's your stage presence going to be like? And just like we did a show earlier in the year. That's like the best thing I think you can do is go out there, show what you got, and just kind of learn, and then get better stage presence. And I think that's going to be important this show.
Yeah.
That's where shout out to Adolfo. He's got the posing down.
Yeah.
I'm always watching, like, he's got rhythm, he's got the transitions figured out. Like, damn, you really put in the work there with the posing.
Yeah. Well, I'm also ready to see, because I want to see what we all look like on stage. I don't believe in camera shit either. I'm learning that this year.
You
know what I mean?
So much different in person?
I don't believe in the camera anymore, man. Yeah, because like what I'm starting to notice is like, and my coach kind of said the same thing. He was like, I'm not gonna lie, some of the people, like, he didn't, because we didn't compete with anybody in the wheelchair class, but he was like, people don't look like they do on stage. And he's talked about that with people in Indiana too. He was like, they post all these pictures because they look great from these angles, and I do it. You know, I look bigger in pictures. Now I don't edit my pictures, but now you got to bring that to life, and you have to hit those angles on not just a picture. You know what I mean? You don't have 100 tries to hit that angle. You got that moment. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like when we're taking pictures, those are our best videos, our best pictures. So, and me included. So I'm just like, I think I'm definitely happy that I'm going to bring what I bring, but I'm not convinced everybody's going to look the way that they do in pictures.
No, because like where the phone is angled changes the whole thing, right? So,
oh yeah, for sure.
Wherever you put the phone really changes everything.
But no, for sure, and that's what I'm wondering what's going to happen. I was like, I know everybody looks good, but we got to all bring it to the stage too. Also, even another things talking about the doing shows, the tan is important. Too dark, too light, the glaze. You know what I mean? Like those are things that I think go into each show that can make significant differences. Yep. So that's what's really, really exciting. I don't know. So excited.
Yeah. And then just don't freak out in that last 24 hours, because you can do everything right. But if you're a stress case, then your cortisol is going to go up, and now you're holding water. And it's just because you're mentally freaking out. Calm the fuck down. You know?
Yeah. And that's what happened that night when I hurt myself too. Cortisol levels immediately. And then the funny thing is the Arnold was the next show we did. So he took the picture from that show when I was watery. Bro, my chest is completely flat. Like I look so bad, and I was so mad that he took the picture, and he didn't even ask me what picture he was going to use. It was horrible. Yeah, but that's careful.
Yeah, you got to go into every little thing in that final 24 hours. And if you skip one thing, like if your sleep is off, whatever, now it causes this hormonal storm of cortisol and shit. Now you got some water retention, right? So like you have to be OCD in the last 24 hours, but not so OCD that you're stressing yourself out though. So that's where like have the people around you do a lot of stuff for you. Like have a team with you, your girlfriend, whatever, and then have them
push you in your wheelchair.
What?
Have them push you in your wheelchair.
Yeah, I mean, don't wheel too much. Yeah, don't be wheeling around too much. That still counts, right? You know. That's
what I'm talking about doing shows, bro. That's kind of what I meant with like. So you're gonna understand. You're a vet, whether you believe it or not. This is your 5th Olympia.
Yeah.
So you would technically be a vet as an Olympian, and that's what I'm saying. In a young age, that's great. Think about these young guys coming in that don't know all this shit. Kind of like how Antoni was. Like, I remember when our first show came in, this dude was like laying down stretching, And I was like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Now, if you check, there's even like my coach has videos of me like laying down stretching. And people are like, why do you stretch your legs before a show? And, just like, whatever, dude, leave me alone. Okay. First of all, like helps with my lower back, but no, those little things I learned that I didn't do the first time. And this time I know when I go into show, my pose routine is actually so difficult this time that I ain't talking to nobody really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to learn what's your routine, your personal routine, right? Your personal backstage routine and your personal like 24-hour before the show routine, and you know, do your best to get good sleep. That's what I struggle with. You know, don't get too excited throughout the weekend. You know.
Well, you don't smoke. That's why you got to get some CBDs.
That's what I'm missing. Okay, that's what I'm missing.
That's the trick.
It really does. A lot of people do it instead of drinking. Like, I don't even care to drink anymore, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing. But it does help you sleep. They got those CBD gummies now, too, or all Delta 8, Delta 9, all that stuff that help you sleep.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's where you do what you individually got to do. And that's where every bodybuilder is a bit different.
Yeah.
As a coach, like every one of my clients is different, you know, and that's where bodybuilding is complicated.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's where it's fun though too. It's fun figuring out your exact equation. So,
and I haven't done that yet. Who is your coach, by the way, Tyler? Do you have a coach?
No, I have in the past, but I don't anymore. But in the past, I've done a prep with Jeremy Bundia. I've done a prep with Chrissy Zeminski. And then I just did this last off season with Josh Wade. That was just an off season. It wasn't like a full prep, but so I've had numerous coaches throughout my life for periods of time.
Oh, so you're not even coached right now?
No. I mean, I worked with Josh Wade for 2.5 months after Dallas just to help me in my off season, but it was just for that like stint, you know. So that kind of a thing, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
But I worked with so many coaches in the past that gave me a hell of a foundation, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. But I will never go coachless. I just couldn't because I think that towards the end of the show, it's that important. Like,
I'm not going. Towards the end of the show, how easy is it to get paranoid at the end of the show?
Bro, like
last 3 weeks, right?
No, because there was one point where someone was like, when I like won a show, they were like, "Well, didn't you think you were going to win?" And I was like, "No." Like when I won Dallas, I was like, I didn't think I was going to win. That's the stupidest shit I've ever. Like, I go into shows very confident that I can do very well. That I just like my predictions. I know if I bring my best game, I think I can do 5th. I really do. I think I bring up one of the best aesthetic physiques if I get to the right, but I haven't nailed it yet. But maybe I will. So I'm confident there. But I'm also like, anything could happen. I could go straight to fucking 8th, 9th. Like I've done it. Like you know what I mean? I've done really well and I've done horrible. But that's where that's where I need my coach. Like I have to have it, and because he's better and better with each time too.
Well, so. And that's where too, like when you have a coach, I mean that is some of the many advantages of having a coach is you're in that last 3 weeks, then you start really getting paranoid. Am I overly flat or am I overly full? You need a unbiased coach on the outside to say, shut the fuck up. You look good. Follow the plan. Don't deviate, right? Because you're going to want to deviate because you think you look flat or you think you look watery or you think whatever, but you're biased, right? So that's where you need that outside person to say, shut the fuck up and do what I told you, you know?
Exactly.
Yep.
It's less stressful with a coach.
What?
Less stressful with a coach. For sure.
Yeah, it takes the stress off your shoulders. Exactly. And that's where I play that game with my clients all the time. I'm the one to tell them, hey, shut up. Do what I told you. You look great. I don't stop thinking. Just do what I say. Right. That's what I do with my clients. And then if I start to feel that way, I have a handful of bodybuilding friends and I'll shoot them my pictures. And I'm like, tell me how I'm looking. Am I freaking out too much? You know, and then they'll say, shut up, you know,
stick to the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they'll give me their opinion, whatever, but they'll get you out of your head, right? Having that unbiased, educated opinion will get you out of your head, you know?
But and that's, the tricky part where I think about science too. Just because you look flat doesn't mean you can't go a little bit more. Yeah. Or just because you're not flat. Because here's the thing too, like I used to come down too early. Like if you look at a lot of my pictures lately, I look a lot thicker than usual. But I also kind of last prep. because we realized I came down like I would lose tissue because I would come down too quick, like, you know what I mean, too early, and then a lot of people, you know, come down and then refeed. I can't refeed that quick because then I'll bloat my stomach. So I come down slow, and then honestly, I only have to come off, like, my rough parts are just now starting, and actually it hasn't even started. I've been 75 carbs the last like 4 days. Nothing to me. I go to zero. Actually, my creamer's my carbs for like 2 weeks. But the thing is, you know, I might be depleted and have a refeed and then not be able to deplete all the way before, you know what I mean? Like, or just because I'm depleted, does that mean I'm going to tap into my muscle? How long have I been depleted for? Because I know my body can push depletion for, you know, like where I'm depleting at a pretty good pace for like 3 or 4 days before I need maybe 100 carbs or something, you know what I mean? Or I cycle a
That's
little
the
bit.
thing is, that's what the coach will remind you of is, okay, we have to get you flat for some period of time. That's how we're losing the body fat. So get over it. Yeah, you look flat right now. You're supposed to look flat right now. Shut up. Right. And then like, okay, when should we start filling you back up? That's different for everybody. So like that was a good, you just said, Brad, that like you don't want to come down early and then refeed for the final like month or whatever. It's like it's way too much. Your stomach's going to get bigger. So, but some people probably do that. I mean, it depends on the person, right?
Yeah, and that's what I think.
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. Doing these shows are like really, you know, just like you said. Can Anand come in right? Can Tori come in right? Actually, to see Tori's first show as an amateur and a pro he looked really good, and Anand has looked very good at all his shows. But that's your body changes over time and everything. So it's just interesting to see who's all going to come in right. And Tony, you already know who your top 3 are. They always freaking come in right, and then Adelpho does too. He's actually Adelpho. I think the last 2 years he said he's really came in how he's wanted to. I think it was a few years ago he said he had trouble not getting as lean as he wanted, or he didn't get as lean as he should have.
Is this Adelpho's last show?
Nah,
that's what Adolfo said. Yeah, Adolfo said that this is his last one. Yeah,
he's lying.
That's what I thought I read on his Facebook.
Yeah, but he's probably gonna do a show and then be like, "All right, bro, I'll come back." They start paying, but the thing is, like, you know, Woody kind of touched up on this that he wants us to have more, but everybody has to understand they really make their money from the amateurs. You know, that's where the money comes in from. So we have to get more people competing. And there is a lot of people that want to compete, but also it is kind of hard to get these people in wheelchairs to compete because they're the I can't movement, I guess.
Yeah.
Some people are, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, you can.
We're gonna hashtag that, the I can't movement.
Love it.
Oh god. But I think you guys get that too. And you get that from regular clients too, I realized. Like,
oh yeah.
The I can't movement. Yeah, exactly. We're concerned out of that. I can't movement. But yeah, so I don't know. I like that though. That was an interesting thing you said, and just how bodybuilding is different for everybody. And like you go into just the carbing up. It's show week. Are you gonna front load your carbs and like you know, beginning of the week, right? You know, some people do that. They're like a week out. They kind of go, what is it? They go up on the carbs, then they kind of start coming down with them. I've never done that. It seemed kind of weird to me when I heard that. I've never tried it, but they bring their carbs up in the beginning of the week and then they kind of bring them down and then they adjust based on how they're looking. Or there's horizontal loading where like middle of the week, they'll start some carbs and they'll slowly bring the carbs up going into the show. Or there's back loading where they put in pretty much all their carbs in the last 2 days or so.
Yeah.
Right. And like everybody's different. You got to try the way that works for you. And it's a fun science experiment, right?
I think we kind of do, like you said, like I'm going to have my carb load a couple days before the show. But we eat like we go out and eat and shit, like have normal shit. But then
and you're
like,
doing that middle
kind of go up and then I come down the day before is not like the morning before the show. I don't really have shit. Like
so on Friday you don't have much. Okay, so you do kind of a front load then. You start like on Monday. You start in the beginning of the week.
No, I really don't. I don't even really start eating until that Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, so you do
maybe
like
maybe a little bit Wednesday, and then Thursday I have like I'll probably have the normal carbs I would have like 100 carbs or whatever, and then I'll have a real meal on top of it. Like I'll eat like a fucking like burger and shit.
Yeah. And then you do same thing on Friday?
Then no, Friday I'll like go back down to like 100 carbs and like probably
Okay.
unless it says so. So if I'll probably be 0 carbs for a while. I'll only do like 75 to 100 probably to load up, but that's not really a load. That's just kind of putting some carbs in just a little bit. But it's only for like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe Thursday, Friday. It might only be Thursday, Friday. So I might only do 2 days, but it's weird because that Friday I kind of come down. I really load up most of my carbs on that Thursday. Because with us, well, for me, I got to poop too. So I don't want to be bloated and I want to make sure I poop right. And that's why I do it 2 days before and then kind of ease up. So I'm not like, I kind of go with how my belly feels. Like I said, I don't want to eat heavy if my stomach hurts and then be bloated or have, some sort of inflammation.
And that's where like everybody is so different. And like, there's not a right way to do it. It's what's right for your genetics. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Or your injury, I guess.
Yeah, your injury. Yeah, with the wheelchair division. How much did your injury impact your digestion?
And your abs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And your abs itself. Yeah, exactly. But that's what makes it so interesting. Yeah, is there's not a right way to do it. You kind of have to learn all the different ways to do it and try them all, and see which way makes your body the most happy. It's really interesting.
So do you know what you're going to do then?
I'm always more of a backloader. I've always been more of a backloader. I don't need much when it comes to carbing up. I think I spill over easy, so I'm pretty conservative on it. I just do it Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Mostly Friday.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I got the mixed day. Yeah, Thursday and Friday I would do. You're right. Yeah, because Saturday I don't know.
Thursday I'm not doing any carbs at all. So it's mainly just Friday and Saturday. But like with me, I feel that I spill over decently easy, so I'm pretty conservative on it.
Yeah, I think I'll be fine. I guess it depends. It depends on your fat intake and shit too. Oh.
Mm-hmm. But then I hear stories about like I hear with like the top pros. I think Hani said he did this with what's his name, his physique guy. His physique guy who's really good, Hani Rambod. He said that there's shows that he's giving him 1,000 grams of carbs right before the show. So like some of them, it's crazy what they do, and their metabolisms are just something different.
It depends. They might be running stuff too. There's so much that goes into it. Some people come off
who knows
before shows, and I mean I've had situations where I've coming off things before shows, and actually the last 2 shows that I've done really well was a totally different different prep, I guess. So I was running stuff into shows. So
and that changes the variables. It changes how your body reacts. And then if you're doing 300 grams of carbs or 1,000 grams of carbs, it's changing how your body's using those carbs, right? So
well, no, I was talking about other supplements and stuff running.
So am I.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Like it changes the variables of how your body's handling the food.
Yeah, and exactly, because like some people always say, "Oh, you hold water on when you're on stuff," and what we came down to is like, well, what did you look like before, and then how did you look like after? That's why pictures are awesome too. So I looked before, and I was like, oh, I didn't look like I was holding a lot of water, and a lot of times you're just fat.
Well, exactly, right? Well, and like, okay, did you? Were you holding water because you didn't get rid of enough body fat, or just your genetics are different than Brad's? Brad can get away with doing that, and he doesn't hold any water. You do. He's an apple. You're an orange. It is what it is.
What tastes better? Oranges.
Right. So you got to do what you got to do. That's where genetics make us all different. And some people got freaky metabolisms, and they can put down the food and still not spill over.
Yeah.
So
I'm still eating a lot. You guys are probably. What do you guys eat? What are you eating right now, Tyler?
Same shit.
Calorie wise,
my meat, my eggs, my
You don't eat any carbs right now?
No, I'm still having a small amount. I mean, I'll do pretty much like 2 meals a day. I'm having a little bit of carbs, so I'm not like 0 yet, but I'm little.
Yeah, no, I was wondering what your calories were like.
Yeah, I'm very little right now. I mean, I'm probably around 100 grams of carbs right now for the day. I'd have to do the math, but probably something about that.
Oh yeah, I'm a little below that. It was funny. I was talking to Tori. He was like eating like 1,300 calories.
Yeah.
I was like, "You're insane." That's what I did one year. I hated it.
Yeah, and it's do you, right? I mean, do what makes your physique looks best.
Well, I know. I was like, "You're good though," because I would have to refeed to carb up like our big frame like that. But he has good abs, and I've noticed they always stick even in the off season. Mine will ruin, and like that's part of my physique is I need my abs.
Yeah. What's your stubborn body part, right?
Fucking my lower stomach. I don't. Yep.
Yeah. What's your trouble area, and then what areas are you blessed in?
Yeah, I guess James is probably learning about this right now a lot because he's a higher.
It's
Like, what are you, a T11?
Do what?
What are you, a T8 or a T11?
No, the way my break is, I'm between 11 and 12. I'm right in that middle part.
Okay. Well, you'll kind of learn though because
if your
stomach.
I have my hip flexors and stuff. I know I have that. So
okay. She knows you have that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! I was wondering because you'll see as you go on too. Because I know you're kind of you've done more than a couple shows, but hiding the lower stomach and stuff like that, how important it is.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe not for Tyler because he's got abs too.
True.
Bottom abs are stubborn though.
Yeah.
But anyways, we are about out of time. But next time, let's talk about the open bodybuilding predictions because those are insane from 1 to 8.
Yeah, I'll try to get off next Sunday. So just
and like, I'll talk to the group of us, and we can pick a different day. I mean, whatever works best for most of us.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably have off next Sunday anyways because I'm going to work a lot this week for holidays. So
yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll do a couple more division predictions because this year's looking pretty fun for a lot of different divisions.
Oh
yeah. I can't wait. I'm excited. Are you going, James?
I think so. I think I should be there.
What do you mean you think so? Oh, I need to book my ticket tonight. I haven't even booked my flight. Hey, I got a free suite, 2-bedroom suite. My coach knows someone gambling down there, and he was like, "I'll get you a suite for 4 days or something like that." I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Ooh, where at?
It's called something resorts, hotel resorts, or something like that. I don't know exactly, something like that. Hotel resorts. I don't even know, but all I know is there's a free suite. I heard it's a dope ass hotel too. So, but he gambles and he made a whole bunch of money, so they like pay you to come down there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, we will continue with more predictions next time. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Papa.
All right. See you guys later.
Thanks, Dad. Bye.